A brilliant student, a quiet night at home, and a disappearance that would shake an entire nation. What happened to Eve Carson is not just a crime story, it is a tragedy that exposed how randomness can collide with pure evil in the dead of night. Eve Carson was born on November 19, 1985, in Athens, Georgia. From childhood, she was the kind of person who didn't just set goals, she crushed them. She led her high school student council, volunteered at shelters, worked in a research lab, and even served as a congressional page. When she moved on to the University of North Carolina, she pursued a double major in political science and biology. She earned top scholarships and became one of the most admired student leaders on campus. Her life was going exactly the way she imagined, meaningful, disciplined, and full of purpose. On the night of March 5, around 1:30 a.m., Eve stayed home to study while her roommates went to a party. They returned at 4:30 a.m. to a chilling sight. The front door was wide open. The house lights were still on. Eve's car was missing. And Eve was nowhere. Her friends called her again and again, but the silence was deafening. By the next day, fear turned into panic. A missing persons report was filed, and the police immediately connected it to something disturbing. Only hours earlier, around 5 a.m., a woman living a mile away had called 911 after hearing gunshots and a scream. Police arriving on the scene found the body of a young woman, with no ID, shot multiple times. When Eve's friends saw the victim's photo, the truth hit like a hammer. The missing student wasn't missing anymore. Investigators created a timeline. 1:30 a.m., Eve was studying at home. 3:30 a.m., her computer was still active. 5 a.m., her body was found 1 mile away. Her wallet, phone, and credit cards were gone. Her phone pinged for the last time near a highway outside town, then vanished forever. Her car was later found abandoned only a few miles away. Panicked students flooded police with tips. But nothing pointed to a suspect, until detectives checked Eve's bank activity. Just 18 minutes after her computer shut off, someone withdrew $700 from her account at an ATM on the far side of town. Security footage captured a man inside Eve's car, using her card. Another figure was visible in the back seat, but too blurry to identify. A second ATM attempt happened 2 days later at a convenience store. This time, the suspect looked different, proof that more than one person was involved. Police released both images to the public. Thousands saw them. Only one call mattered. On March 12, an anonymous tip identified the man in the second video. 21-year-old Dario Atwater, a repeat offender with charges ranging from assault to robbery. Investigators dug deeper. They discovered that Dario had been in frequent contact with a 17-year-old named Lawrence Lovett, who had his own violent criminal history. When detectives compared Lawrence's mugshot to the ATM footage of the man in Eve's car, the match was unmistakable. Lawrence refused arrest, barricaded himself, and triggered a SWAT operation. Both suspects denied involvement, but their lies couldn't cover the evidence. Phone records revealed that both of their phones were pinging near Eve's neighborhood on the night of the murder, even though either of them lived anywhere close. Prosecutors sought the death penalty for Dario, but their case still needed one thing: a confession. They offered him a deal. Plead guilty, and the death penalty disappears. Dario accepted. What he revealed was horrifying. He and Lawrence had driven to the university area that night looking for someone to rob. As they passed the house, they saw Eve through a window. They broke in with guns, forced her into her own car, and made her drive them around to ATMs while they withdrew money. Throughout the ordeal, Eve begged for her life. She promised she wouldn't tell anyone. She pleaded to go home. They ignored her. After hitting her withdrawal limit, they drove her to a deserted area. Moments before they shot her, Eve quietly asked them to pray with her. Instead, they executed her, firing multiple shots from 2 different guns. In 2010, Dario was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. He apologized to Eve's parents in court, admitting he deserved what he got. Lawrence went to trial in 2011, was found guilty, and also received life in prison. Although he later gained a retrial due to a ruling on juvenile sentencing, he was again sentenced to life after showing little remorse. Authorities also noted that Lawrence had been a suspect in a similar robbery murder earlier that same year, but they never gathered enough evidence to charge him. Eve's death sparked major changes. North Carolina lawmakers introduced tougher penalties for gang-related crimes. Her university established a scholarship and created a memorial garden in her honor. Eve Carson's life was filled with service, ambition, kindness, and promise. Her tragic end is a reminder that even the brightest lights can be stolen by senseless violence, but the impact of their lives can never be erased.